What is up, everyone? This is Shane at Fret Zealot, and we got a nice acoustic guitar review here. This is the Yamaha A1M, a beautiful cutaway acoustic with some top-notch features from the Yamaha line. I'm gonna be walking you through this beautiful guitar and letting you know what it has to offer. First, aside from the beautiful sound, let's talk about what comes behind that. And there's a beautiful selection of woods that comes in this guitar, starting with the spruce top, Sitka spruce. This guitar is a vintage natural finish, which has a little bit more of a darker amber color to it, which I really enjoy. I think it stands out a little bit compared to the typical natural finish, which is more translucent, more natural wood grain and lighter. This one's a little bit darker and has a sort of, well, vintage vibe to it, but also that sort of amber color, which is just really warm and draws me in visually. And then on the body, we have binding all the way around the body, which is actually mahogany binding. And it looks really amazing from the front and then on the sides too. You've got binding on the front and the back, a really nice visual feature that's on this range of guitars. This is a slightly, this is a very approachable guitar, but it's slightly on the more intermediate price range of Yamaha, and we'll talk about what that gets you in terms of added features. Continuing on with the woods though, Sitka spruce top, the mahogany binding, and then mahogany throughout on the sides, mahogany back, and then mahogany neck. So really a traditional and typically appreciated combination of woods, rich tonal responses that you get from a mahogany guitar, a really smooth mahogany neck, and then rosewood on the fretboard, and then rosewood on the bridge. So Yamaha not stopping short with any of the wood selections. This is a really, you can't go wrong in my opinion with this combination of woods for an acoustic. And then simple but classic, appointments and looks throughout. I'm finding the fretwork to be really nice on this guitar, very smooth and easy to play. Kind of just I'm finding it very responsive, very friendly, comfortable, and just sounding really nice, like a really full response. I'm getting a lot of clarity with the notes that I'm playing, and it's just set up great right out of the box. So that's a testament to the Yamaha quality. They're just so very consistent with the guitars that they produce and the quality that you get at the price you pay. Compared to the other, lower price Yamaha guitars, this one comes with the added bonus of the binding, the overall construction. The bracing system that comes in this guitar is a step up. It's also got the electronic system. We cannot leave that out. It comes with the Yamaha electronic system with the underbridge pickup. Sounds really awesome. It's always great to have a guitar that you can plug in, and the audio jack is right here, and then it's got the battery compartment. Die-cast chrome tuners on the neck, on the headstock, and then it comes with Elixir strings on. That's actually a really nice bonus. I recommend those strings for the longevity that they give before they start to get dull. So great choices all around. In terms of the sound and the vibe, or who this guitar appeals to, it's a real all-arounder. I mean, if you can't really go wrong with a full-size guitar, and the cutaway, it's a very comfortable design. I appreciate a nice cutaway guitar due to the comfortability, and this body style is just really fantastic. Another really nice little addition is just the shape of this pickguard here. I think it's got a little bit more of a stylized look. So these are just some of the nice visual, but then also practical updates that you get with a slightly nicer Yamaha. And all of the Yamahas are really, really top-notch throughout the price range. But if you were looking for a guitar with slightly more appointments, like the binding and a little bit more of the premium sort of attention to detail that you get with the craftsmanship, this is a really nice one to look at, especially because of how great it sounds and how nice it looks at the price, the A1M really delivers for me. I would really pick this guitar out from the Yamaha line at this price range because it just sounds so good. It's very comfortable and it's just very solid throughout. I really like the wood choices. The look of this guitar is amazing. And there's really just nothing holding this guitar back from doing what it needs to do across different genres. You could really stand out and play with rock, folk, anything that you would want to a really nice sounding acoustic guitar. And if you're playing out or wanting to plug in, this is a great one to do it with because it's got the awesome pickup system. So let's walk it through its paces and hear how it sounds, both acoustic and also plugged in, and see what sort of tonal variety we can get across a different set of riffs and genres. Before I get started with the pickup demo, I just wanted to mention that this guitar also does come in a really beautiful vintage sunburst finish, as well as a black finish. We have this one picked out for the demo today, but you should definitely consider checking out the other finish options that are available for this guitar. Really well curated and nice looking line for the A1M. That includes both sunburst, black, and then natural. And then they all feature the same specs and the same pickup. So onto the pickup, we've got it plugged into the amp, and here's just how it sounds right with all the EQ set at noon. And what I'll do is I'll just lower the bass a little bit, the low end, and see how that goes. Nice. So I like that because if you're getting a little bit of boominess and like too much low end response, I'll turn the low end back up higher. I like the low end for playing single notes. But if you're getting a little bit too much of that like rumble in there, you can just dial that back slightly and it kind of clears it up. So just slightly dial it back. And all those notes ring out a little bit more clear, but then I'll set it back to default at noon. And then here's the high frequency response. So and then turn that up. So pretty fun. It's nice to have all those EQ controls. And then there's 3-band EQ. I've talked about the low and the high, but then there's also the mid frequency. So I'll just let a chord ring out and sweep through that. And I actually don't mind the sound of that with just like bumping it up slightly past midway, you know, slightly past noon, maybe from like a 5 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10. Kind of rounds out the tone a little bit more by just bringing up the middle of the frequency. And then it's got this interesting slider right here, and that is actually called the mid-frequency adjustment. And what that does is it actually changes how the mid-frequency knob responds. So I'm going to turn up that mid-frequency knob, and it's going to change which part of the mids in your signal is being adjusted by this knob. So it can act more as like a low mid or a high mid, depending on how you set this slider. So if I set it all the way back to the low side, that's giving me a little bit of like mid to low end. But then I can change it, slide it up. Now that's extreme. I'm using a lot of the mid frequency in there, but it's just to give you an idea of what this can do in terms of giving you different tones. So I'm liking that. It almost is like a wah or a filter. Maybe that could be your performance trick. But really what it's doing is just giving you a lot of ways to shape your acoustic sound, so you can tune it to the setting that you're in and the PA system or the speaker that you're using. In this case, we're just using more of a standard guitar amp. And I'm finding it to be nice to play with that mid-frequency control to sort of add the emphasis where you want it to go. Might be dependent on your playing. Of course, it's got the volume adjustment. Keeping that up all the way. And then you don't want to forget about the tuner. It's always just super handy to have. Who doesn't like having a tuner right at their fingertips? It takes 2 AA batteries, easy to replace, no tools needed to just pop them out and replace your batteries. And really a nice sounding pickup. Not exactly sure like what all the specs are for this pickup, but it's an under saddle pickup that's controlled by the Yamaha EQ, and it really does sound quite nice. It's really great to have that as an option for practice with a speaker, if you want to play live or even use effects, do different interesting tones that you would want to have a pickup to do. And this guitar leaves nothing to be desired in terms of ways to sort of tweak that sound, and also just the fullness of the pickup sound that you get from this. It really does sound quite natural. And if there's anything about it that I want to change, it's pretty easy. And what else can I say? I mean, the pickup sounds good, and also the natural voice of the guitar is beautiful, and I think that translates well to the pickup sound. So no matter what your needs are as a player, this guitar can really meet it. It's got the higher fret access, so it's easy. And really clear sounding throughout. I'm not getting any like dead notes or buzzing. The craftsmanship is really above average on this guitar, especially for the price. So overall for the A1M, it's a highly recommended guitar for me. If you're looking at a slightly nicer acoustic guitar, I would steer in the direction of the A1M. I think it really punches above its weight in terms of the price, which is really typical for Yamaha. Other guitars that you would consider in this range would be the FGX 800C, which we also reviewed. This guitar gives you a little bit more in terms of aesthetic features. the wood selection, the colors that are available, the binding, and a little bit of the extra appointments. So if you're looking for something that's just a nice guitar that you're gonna really like having in your collection, I think this one really does stand out a bit more, and that's why I would recommend this one over other options that are out there. And on top of that, it's just a great performing tool, a beautiful sounding guitar, and I'm really having a lot of fun playing with it. So thanks for listening. Let us know what you think about this guitar. Have you tried a Yamaha Acoustic before? Let us know. You can get this online. It's in stock at fretzealot.com in our shop. Rock on.